Friends, welcome. This is a fast session on income tax. I'll be giving a kind of introduction to the topic today. This is one of the very important topic in the entire syllabus. Otherwise, also, the tax is important for the development of the country. Entire government, uh, you see, government needs money to spend, and that money is mostly is collected through this taxation system. There is a need to understand this system. There is also a need to understand the law so that an individual or a company or any kind of person can do appropriate tax planning. So that's why we are learning the topic. I am going to share the screen with you right now. What is income tax we'll be learning. So you might be knowing this person, this photograph you might have seen. Okay, so this person is known as Mr. Benjamin Franklin. Why I'm showing his photograph is that because of this quote. This is what he has said once upon a time. What he has said, can you read it out?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please read it out.
Nothing is certain but death and taxes.
Okay, what Mr. Franklin is saying that two things are certain. One is death. That means you can never avoid. Second thing is taxes. Taxes also you cannot avoid. Since morning till now, how much taxes you have paid? If you calculate, you yourself will be surprised. So we continuously keep on paying tax. Maybe in direct tax, maybe in the form of indirect tax. When you pay direct tax, we feel that money is going out of our pocket. Like income tax we pay, we feel that money is going out of our pocket. But when we pay indirect tax, we don't feel that. Okay, for example, suppose morning you have taken your breakfast. At that time also you have already paid income. You have already paid some kind of indirect tax. Is it that you are purchasing a packet of biscuit? You are paying indirect tax. Okay, so indirect tax you can say it is inbuilt with various kinds of activities. So taxes are certain, whether direct or indirect taxes are certain. It's very difficult. It is almost impossible to avoid tax. That is one thing. But now the next question comes that is it very difficult to understand the tax or understand the concept of tax? If you recall what Mr. Einstein has said, he has told the hardest thing in the world is to understand income tax. Here he was referring to preparation of income tax return. And many of you might be aware that continuously efforts are being made to make the process easy. Recently, on last 7th of June, Income Tax Department has launched a new uh, e-filing portal. With electronic filing, these things are becoming easy, and understanding law has also become easier. Okay, so this is the situation right now. Hope you are quite aware of your syllabus, but before uh, going too deep into the topic, I would like to familiarize you with the Income Tax Department's website. When we talk about the income tax, what is this? This is a kind of law we are talking about. Is it not? Income tax is a law or not? Yes or no? Is it
Yes,
a
sir.
law? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes,
it's a
sir.
law. When we talk about the law, the name of the law that here I am referring to is Income Tax Act 1961. So if you look at the law, I will be showing you the law. In law, what happens? There are several chapters. So we'll see there will be chapter, section, subsection, clauses, subclauses like this. It's a structure of law. So we need to understand how law looks like. So I will make some attempt. I will try to show you how law looks like. Okay, that is the first thing. Before entering the topic, would definitely like to see how law, what is the how law looks like. Okay, for that thing, let me take you to the Income Tax Department website. And I will also request you, all of you, to familiarize yourself with the Income Tax Department website. Then only we'll enjoy from this topic. Now, yeah, give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. You tell me what you are seeing on your screen.
Google page.
Okay, Google
homepage.
Google Chrome search page, you are finding it. You have to tell me what I'm typing here. What is the website I have typed just now? Can anyone tell me?
Incometaxindia.gov.in.
Incometaxindia.gov.in. Friends, you need to familiarize yourself with this website first of all. Okay, incometaxindia.gov.in. Let us go to that site. Let us see how income tax department's homepage looks like. We can take a virtual tour to this site. Are you seeing it? What you are saying? This is the home page of income tax department, government of India. Okay,
Yes, sir.
just have a look at this, how it looks like. But here we are interested to learn law, is it not? How can we learn law from here? I will take you see little down below. Are you watching here?
Yes, sir.
You see, this part is very important for us. Almost all these parts are very important for us. That is, you see, some portion here and some portion here. You see, there is a heading, tax laws and rules. And that's what we are talking about. We need to learn Income Tax Act 1961 and Income Tax Rules 1962. Apart from that, department also issues circulars, notifications from time to time. All those things are also important. Okay. And to learn the subject of income tax, we also need to know about the budget. Budget means the finance act. Because most of the income tax rates are prescribed in the finance act itself. So if someone wants to have a complete understanding of income tax law, what he needs to know? He needs to know the act, he needs to know the rules, he needs to know the circulars, notification, and the budget. In addition to that, so since all of you are professional students, we are also expected to know some of the important case laws. Then only you'll be having complete idea about income tax subject. Is it clear, friends?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, friends, I'm showing you, but today at home you also try yourself how to visit to income tax department website. I'm going to click here. Can you see the link? What is written here?
Acts.
Acts. Okay, so let us see income tax act. Here, if you click here, I'll find so many acts. Let us say I'm entering here. On the top, you see there is a act. Name of the act is
Income Tax Act 1961.
1961.
that is the complete name, Income Tax Act 1961. Hereafter, whenever you will be saying about Income Tax Act, please tell the complete name. What you will be saying? Income Tax Act 1961. That is expected from all professional students, right? Income Tax Act 1961, not just Income Tax Act. Okay, Income Tax Act 1961. That is the full name of the act. Why it is full name? I will be explaining you when we will be learning section 1 of the act. Okay, so should we see that act now? You want to look how you want to see how it act looks like? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Then I'm trying to show you. I clicked here. You see Income Tax Act 1961. If you look at here, you see what you are saying. You see section 1, section 2, section 3. Like this, you see section wise it is presented here. If you are looking for a particular section, you can find it here. Are you finding it? Section 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that means law is divided into various sections. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please keep on interacting. You see, this is section wise, you can see. Here you see there is an option here. Can you see it? One, let us say radio button is there.
Yes,
Again,
sir.
section wise, another is chapter wise. So if I click here, I can find, you see, chapter wise classification. Are you seeing it? These are the name of the
Yes,
chapter.
sir.
Just like in your book,
Yes.
you are having chapters. You see, Income Tax Act, you are having chapters. So what is the name of the first chapter?
Preliminary.
Preliminary. Second chapter's name?
Basis of
Basis of
charge.
Basis of
Basis
charge.
of charges. I will show you. You see, this is chapter 6a. What is the name of this chapter? This is one important chapter.
Deduction to be made in
Yeah.
computing
So,
total income.
yes. Yes. Very good. Now we need to familiarize ourselves about name of this chapter. Some basic important chapter. We should know chapter 1 is about preliminary. Then chapter 2 is about basis of charges. So like this, some idea we should have. If we're talking about exemption, that is in chapter 3, it talks about income which do not form a part of total income. If you're talking about how to compute our total income, which chapter will refer? I want to understand how to do the tax computation. Or how to compute
Chapter
the
4,
total,
computation of total
total
income.
income. Chapter 4, total income. Let us say I am looking for the clubbing provisions. Which chapter I should see? Clubbing. You know, if some other person's incomes will be clubbed here. Can anyone guess?
Incomes which do not form part of total income.
That is for exemptions. That deals with section 10. We'll be learning it. That's exemptions. I'm talking about clubbing. Some other person's incomes will be clubbed. Can anyone guess? Clubbing word is not here in this list, but you have to guess which chapter I'm talking about.
Chapter 5, income of other persons, including SC's total income.
Very good, very good, very good. You see, that is what we popularly we call it as the clubbing provisions. So this is here, chapter 5. If you're talking about setup and carry forward of losses, chapter 6. Okay, so like this, rebates and reliefs are chapter 8. Like this, you see section wise we can see the law. Okay, and chapter wise also we can see the law. And beauty is that if you're looking for a particular section, you can also find it. Some of you might be knowing that people get a deduction under section 80C. We'll be learning that right now, don't worry. Is it not? Some of you might have heard it, yes or no? Have you heard it? Section 80C.
Yes, sir.
Deductions like,
Yes, sir.
suppose you are depositing money as life insurance premium, you'll be getting some deduction. You might have heard of it, right? So if
Yes,
you want
sir,
to
I have
know,
heard about it.
yeah, you might have, suppose you want to know what are the deductions available. So directly what you can do, you see section number, you can put it, you can search the section, let us say 80C, you can see 80C. Okay, you see section 80C is here. Deductions in respect of life insurance premium, deferred annuity contributions to provident fund, etc. Okay, instead of asking anyone, so you can directly search, click here and read what are the deductions allowed. Okay, your book may be outdated, but this is the latest one. Are you getting? You see, this is how it looks like. This is the list of things where deductions are allowed. Okay. Similarly, you can type a particular chapter and you can find it. Okay. Are you comfortable up to this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Will you try this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And it is rightly said that a good lawyer can manage even without knowing law. So it is in fact said a good lawyer need not know what is law. But what he should know where the law is. Where the law is, a source is more important. Okay, if you know the law, then you can know the source, you can find it out. If you have visited to any good lawyer's chamber, you might have seen so many books are there. He knows if you are looking for a case law, where to search it. He can find out that thing. Is it not? Because the subject law is so vast that it is very difficult to remember everything. And even if you have remembered, the subject is so dynamic that it keeps on changing. Today you have remembered, tomorrow law is different. Is it not? So you need to update yourself. So therefore, update yourself with the latest law and which is available with you. Now you are familiar. Now you know where the law is. Okay, can you find it out
Yes.
conveniently?
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now I will be showing you few more things which are also helpful to us. Now you see. Now I will take you to first section. So when we are learning the law, we'll be learning it in section by section. So first, let us say how section 1 looks like. Okay, should I go here?
Yes, sir.
But before going there, you have to tell me what is the title of this section.
Short title, extent, and commencement.
Very good. So that means this section is talking about 3 things. Is it done? One is short title, that is what is the title of this law. Extent, that is the scope, area-wise scope of this law. What are the areas to which this law applies? Then commencement, when, with effect from which date the law has made effective. These are the 3 things we'll be learning in section 1. Okay. Now I am taking you to section 1. Let us say how it looks like. You can also see how income tax law looks like. Are you seeing it here? First you see,
Yes.
Yes.
try to understand the law first of all. You see Income Tax Act, the first page looks like this only. Okay, so we see the Income Tax Act 1961. 43 of 1961 means 1961. So many acts are passed. The serial number of this act is 43. Okay, and this is what you are saying it. This is the latest act because it is as amended by Finance Act 2021. It is included here.
Sir, 43 of 1961, I couldn't get what is that like, why
You
it is
see
written.
why it is written. You see, when a law is passed, you see law can be a state law, can be central law. Income Tax Act is a central law. When the law is passed in the parliament, what happens? What happens in the law? Law is presented in the form of a bill. Now you know there's a Finance Act is presented. First we call it Finance Bill. Then that is discussed in both the houses of parliament. Then it is referred to the President of India. President gave his assent. Then it becomes an act. Okay. So like this, so many acts are passed in a particular year. Okay. And in 1961, so many acts are passed. So serial number of this act is 43.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And this law is a dynamic thing. It keeps on changing. So every time you find out amendments. So this particular, what I'm showing you, this is as amended by Finance Act 2021. So latest Finance Act was 2021. And this law is amended up to that. Now you see, there is one line, an act to consolidate and amend the law relating to income tax and super tax. This particular line is called as preamble. Preamble means intention of the law. Friends, you'll be learning a particular topic called as interpretation of statute in your course. At that time, we'll understand how to read law. This talks about the objective or intention of the law. Okay, there might be various laws. The intention is to consolidate and to form a new law. That's why the law is enacted. Okay. Now you read, be it enacted by Parliament in the 12th year of Republic of India as follows. So this is the law. That means law starts from here. Is it done? All these things were there, but law starts from here. This is the law. And this is chapter 1. Chapter 1, you are finding. Name of the chapter is preliminary. So now you must have understood. The entire law is divided into various chapters. Okay. And these chapters, inside all these chapters, you can find sections. Okay. Chapters are divided into sections. And these sections are again divided into various subsections. Okay, first chapter, then sections, then subsection. Under the subsection, you can find various clauses. Okay, are you with me? What I told, first chapter, then inside chapter, what?
Section.
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 Inside section,
Subsection.
Clauses.
subsection.
Subsection.
Okay, then next step,
Clause.
Clauses.
clauses,
Subclause.
then subclause. Okay, then you can find item, then you can find sub-item. Like this law, this is the structure of law. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is how law looks like. In some law, you can find examples also. That also forms a part of law. Okay. So if you want to read a particular provision, so you have to read the section, subsection, clauses till the end. You have to read it. Many times you will find the sentences are extremely long. You may not get a comma for pages, and you may get full stop maybe after several pages. Are you getting it? Full stop, you may not find it. Well, comma, semicolons will be there. Okay. When you find a full stop, you can understand one sentence is ending here. Till that time, it is a complete sentence. That is why, since the sentences are extremely long, people find that law is very difficult, very, very complex. Okay, and that is the advantages what the book writers they do. What they do, they copy the entire law, paste it in a file. Okay, copy pasting, there is nothing wrong in that. Okay, everybody does that because law is not literature that you will write something from your own. Then what they do, they copy it and paste it, then break the small sentences, break the big sentences into small sentences so that anybody can understand it. So if you try, you can also write a law book, and that will be definitely better from the books available in the market because you will write it according to your understanding. Are you getting? All that you have to do is that you see, I'm showing you the law, and you know law is not literature. You cannot write anything. Can you write anything? Now what you can do, you see, I'm showing you here. You see, simply select here, copy and paste it in a Word file and edit it. Okay. Are you getting how simple it is? So this is how, if not a book, at least you can prepare your own note also. Is it easy or not?
Yes, sir.
It's very easy. Okay. Now you have understood the structure. Okay. Chapter, section, subsection, clauses, etc. Sometimes you find provisos also, provided that. Okay. So sentences starts like that. So as we enter into the topic, so you will be familiar with all these concepts. And for that thing also, it is expected that you should try yourself to read the bare act, read the section. Okay, not just to only limit yourself to your textbook knowledge. Visit to the income tax department's website, understand the things here. So section 1 I showed you, right? I'll get back to section 1. Give me 1 second. Okay. So now you see section 1, 3 things as I told you: short title, extent, and commencement. Okay, it talks about short title first of all, then extent, then commencement. Can you read it first of all? Section 1, subsection 1. Please read it. Let us start reading the bare act first of all. Some of you please read it loudly.
This act may be called the Income Tax Act 1961.
Okay, so that means you should call the act what? This act should be called as what? Income Tax Act 1961. Right, that is the title. So you should not call it by using different name, because name is defined here. The short title of the act is the Income Tax Act 1961. Okay, will you talk like this, or you will say just Income Tax Act?
No, sir. Income Tax Act 1961.
Yes, that's like a professional student. Now, second concept you need to understand. What is the second part? Read it.
It extends to the whole of India.
Yeah, it extends to the whole of India. Any doubt here? Now, if somebody is asking, is it applicable to Jammu and Kashmir? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Is it applicable to Goa, Daman, Diu? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubt about here? If you have any doubt,
No,
no need to refer anything. For any act, if you have any doubt on applicability, then where you should go, where you can find it. Any act, every act you can find, this is the same thing. Structure is same. For let us say some other act also, you want to know whether it is applicable to this place or not. Which section you should see? What is the section number?
1.
Section 1. Okay, section 1 invariably most of the act will give you this answer. Okay, name, then it is the extent. The third one you see, third subsection, section 1.3, what it talks about.
Save as otherwise provided in this act, it shall come into force on the first day of April 1962.
Okay, so this act is effective from which date?
First day of April
Yeah.
1962.
So April 1, 1962 onwards, this act is effective. Okay, there might be some sections in the act which is later on introduced, and specifically it is effective from that particular date since it is notified. That's why it says save as otherwise provided in this act. If this act some section specifically says that it is effective from that date, then it will be effective from that date. Otherwise, the overall act is effective from first day of April 1962. Okay. Did you understand section 1? Is it clear to you? No doubt about section 1?
No,
So,
Okay.
sir.
Fantastic. So section 1 you have remembered, I think. You will not forget it at all. But I will request you to you yourself visit to the income tax department's website and have a look at section 1 and read it therefrom. Okay. And not only income tax act, all the laws that is there in your syllabus, please visit and try to have a look at the bare act and try to read the section 1 at least. Very simple. So you will get an overall idea about the structure of law. Will you do that? Yes or no?
sir.
And will you do that today?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yeah, fantastic. Now you do. Now after section 1 is over. Now after section 1, where should I take you? What is the next section?
So section 2.
Section 2.
Very good, very good. Let me take you to the section 2. You will have some more idea. Right. So I am going to again this section wise search. Let us say section 2. Section 2 also you need to familiarize yourself. You see what is the title of this section 2?
Definitions.
Very good. Definition means if I want to know the meaning of any term which is there in the income tax law, then I have to refer to section 2 only. Okay. So if you know there is a term which is defined, you can blindly say according to section 2, meaning is like this. Okay, because section 2 talks about definition, not only in income tax law. In most of the law you can find the section 2 is about
Definitions.
definition. Okay. So for meaning of a word, you need to refer which section?
Section 2.
Section 2. Fantastic. Now should we go there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, let us visit section 2 first. Now you see. Section 2 is a generic section. That means so many things are defined, and the title of the section is definition. Therefore, section 2, when you say section 2, these are not in fact subsection, these are clauses. Section 2, clause 1, section 2, clause 1a, like this. And if you look at the section 2, just have a look. You can find that you see terms are defined. First, which term is defined first? Section 2, clause 1.
Advance tax.
You might be thinking now income tax is not defined. Why advance tax is defined first?
Yes, sir. Advance tax.
Why it is like this? Any idea? Any guess? Can you guess any reason?
Sir, I think it's the second name of income tax.
It is the second name. No. You see, let me tell you then. You see, section 2 is just like a dictionary. In dictionary, how you find words? How words are arranged in a dictionary?
Alphabetically.
According to letter.
Yes, it is an alphabetical order. Therefore, you see now A has started. Okay, let us say you see A. Are you seeing alphabetical order? You can search it. You see A is going on, amalgamation. A is going on. Are you watching it?
Yes.
A is
Yes,
going
sir.
on. After A, you see now B started. Block
Yes,
of
sir.
assets, board, business trust. C capital asset. Now then C, charitable purpose. Okay, so that you can D, you see dividends. Are you saying it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. E, electoral trust. F, fair market value. Like this, the terms are there. Okay. G is not there. H, hearing. Now income is defined here. Where it is defined? Clause number
24.
24. Clause. So if I want to understand the meaning of income, then I need not ask anyone. I will search it here. Can you do it? So we'll be learning this concept of income. All these things I'll be telling you. But you see, what is the source for that thing? You have understood the source. This is the meaning of income. Okay. Now, can you find the meaning of a term by referring to section 2? Are you comfortable? Section 2.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if it is, suppose if it is defined in the section 2, then we can understand the meaning very clearly. But in case it is not defined, suppose there is a term which is not defined in the section 2, then what you will do? How can you find the meaning?
Google it.
Yeah, okay, you can Google it, you can refer to a dictionary. But if it is defined, the definition will supersede all other meanings. Let us say Google is saying something, but income tax definition is saying something, then income tax definition, section 2 definition is valid. Okay. If it is not defined, then you may refer to a general meaning which is available in a dictionary. Okay. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, learning, when we learning the concept of definitions, there are various kinds of definitions that we'll be learning in due course. One is, you see, inclusive definition. I was showing you the definition of income. Is it not? Just have a look at this. Have you remembered? Okay, you tell me, have you remembered this thing? When you talk about definition, sorry. Yeah, let us say you are looking for the definition of income. Which section you should go? Who can tell me?
24.
24 is the clause. Which section?
Section 2.
Section 2.
Section 2.
So please be
Section
careful
2,
about
clause
the
24.
section 2 clause
24.
24.
24.
Fantastic, fantastic. Let us have a look at that definition. 1 second. Okay, section 24 is different thing. We'll be learning that thing. House property will be learning at that time. Section 2 clause 24. 24. You see, this is the definition of income. Just read this first line. What you are saying?
Income
Income.
includes
Income includes. So friends, as a professional students, when you are learning this definition, you have to learn it very minutely. This says when the word includes is there, that means this is an inclusive definition. It's not an exhaustive definition. But before that, you see here is a foreign company. What is written here?
Foreign company means
Means a company which is not domestic company.
No, again read it. Foreign company.
Mean
Yes,
a
this is
company
where
which
this
is
is
not
what you
domestic
this is
company.
where you should pay attention with this word. Foreign company means. I know students know that it is a company which is not a domestic company, but students may forget to use this word properly. Foreign company means, but whereas it says income includes. Why it is not said income means? If you write here income means, then how much you will get, how much mark you will get, you know. Maybe everything is correct. Everything is correct. But instead of includes, if you write means, then you will get nothing other than 0. That should not happen. That is why professional students complain. You see, have you written everything correctly in the answer sheet? I expected 60, I got 16. That is what, that is why, or that is the reason for this kind of discrepancies. Because what is expected from the students is different. The expectation of the examiner is that you should know that this is an inclusive definition. That means many other things may be included. Law has never said this means this. Law has said income includes this. There might be some item which is not there in the list, but still it will be included. But if you write here means, that means you are writing a wrong law. Law has explained with a different objective. Are you getting? Are you getting it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So hereafter, whenever you will be reading a definition, try to understand. First of all, you should give a focus, whether it is an exhaustive definition or it is an inclusive definition. Sometimes you will find, I'll be showing you some other examples of exhaustive come inclusive definition. It means so and so and includes. So those wordings are important, not only for examination, but also for clarity in your understanding. Now I think you have understood how to read section 2, where it is means, where it is includes. You will be able to find it out, you will be able to distinguish, and you will pay attention to that also. Yes or no?
Yes,
Will
sir.
will you do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this not only in this paper, whenever you are reading law, any law, and that too you are reading a definition. So focus on these wordings. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So section 1, section 2 broadly over. We'll be entering into the topic, but before that, again, I would like to take you to the Income Tax Department website to show you some more interesting things. How we can manage tax calculations without knowing anything about income tax. That let me tell you, so that you'll feel excited and you'll try, and you'll visit to the Income Tax Department's website. You'll try that. Again, I am taking you to this department's website. I am taking you to the home page again. Now, do you feel this site interesting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us take you to one more thing. What is important here is that here you see there is a link. Are you finding it? What is written
Yes, sir.
here?
Tax
Tax
tutorials.
tutorials.
Tax tutorials. So this is again very useful thing. If you want to understand a particular topic, I'm clicking it here. Suppose you want to understand what is permanent account number. You can read it. Tutorials are available here. In very simple language, this has been explained. Suppose you want to understand what is MAT, that is minimum alternate tax or alternate minimum tax. You see this concept is here. Okay. You want to understand what is income from house property. So many material are available here in different pages, you can see. Income tax department has made so much of effort to simplify the things to help you. So if you feel like, you can read from there also. Okay,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
One more thing I am telling you, this tax rates and charts. Suppose you want to know what is the latest income tax rate. You may refer to a ready right now, you may Google it, you may look at your initial pages of your diary. But all these people, where they copy from this place. Because charts and tables are, you see, it is explained here. Here income tax department publishes. You see tax rates are here. TDS rates are here. So if you click here, you can find out tax rate. Are you finding it? For assessment year 22-23 and for assessment year 21-22, you see these are the rates. Are you finding it?
Yes, sir.
So this is the source. What I expect you can find many books, you can find table, you will find exactly in the same format. Why it is so? Because straightway it has been copied from this place. Okay. Right?
Yes, sir.
I think you are finding it more interesting now. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, one more very interesting thing I will show you. Now read it. What is it in here?
Tax tools.
Tax tools. So let us go there. Tax tools. Tax tools you can find. There are so many calculators are there. Are you seeing this? These are calculators. Medical facility calculator, rent-free accommodation calculator, transport alarms calculator. So many calculators are there. There are other pages also. This is page 1 I am showing you. Other pages are also there. Now I am taking you to this calculator. Can you see this calculator?
Yes, sir.
What is the name of this calculator?
Tax calculator.
Tax
Tax
calculator.
calculator. Yeah, I will expect that all of you must use this calculator today. Now watch it, how to use it. Now I'm clicking here. Now you see tax calculator. Okay, so you can select and you will be able to calculate your tax without knowing much about income tax. Very easy thing. Let us say you are calculating it for assessment year 21-22, and let us say you are an individual and you are not opting for the new scheme. What is the old scheme, new scheme? I will tell you. But normal scheme you are going. You can find out your male, female, anything you can choose. I am choosing male here. You can choose anything. What is your residential status? You can choose is that resident. Okay. Now you find out what is your net taxable income. What is your net taxable income? That concept we will be learning. But right now, let us estimate something. Let us say your net taxable income is 15 lakh. Okay, you typed here. Are you watching?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
After that, all that you have to do, press enter. You see taxes calculator. Are you seeing? You need not refer to any ready reckoner. Taxes you see automatically calculate. Is it not an interesting thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you are able to calculate your net total income, then calculation of tax is not a big thing. You can do it. Okay. You can keep it changing. Let us say, how much I told you, 15 lakh. Let us say I'm making it 1 crore 15 lakh. 1 crore and 15 lakh. You see, now you see surcharge is coming.
Yes,
Is it?
sir.
So this surcharge concept, what is the limit, that also will be learning in the tax act. You see, only 15 lakh. If you see, surcharge is 0. Okay, 1 crore 15 lakh. There is a surcharge. Okay. You can try yourself. All these things. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Health and education says 4% is on income tax. You can find it here. We'll be learning all these things. And you will think if you are not an individual, let us say you are something else. You are think about a partnership farm. Then calculations will be different. Okay, if you are calculus partnership farm, then tax rate will be like this. Let us say you want to calculate for different year also. Here you see options are there. Are you finding it easy?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So friends, what I'll request you that all of you today must familiarize yourself with all these concepts, all these facilities which are available in the income tax department website. What is more important for us is to first of all understand or have a look at the Income Tax Act. At least read section 1 and some of the provisions of the section 2. What you feel important, if you feel 1 or 2 provisions important, just read it to make yourself familiar. And while reading this definition, always what you will, there are certain things on which you will be focusing on. Can you tell me what I am insisting on? How you will read the definition?
The main focus on the include part and means
Yeah,
and
what kind of definition? Do a research on that. That why law has defined it means why the next thing where it is saying it is includes. Somewhere law has said it means so and includes. And all this thing has been made purposefully. Don't think that loosely they have used the word means somewhere includes like this. It's not like this. Purposefully it has been drafted in that manner. So if you don't write those wordings, so naturally marks will be not up to your expectation. Okay, friends.
Yes, sir.
Now, friends, having understood this, having got a broad idea about this income tax department websites, all these things, definitions, etc., and after being familiar, after having an understanding about this income tax calculator, now we think we have created a platform to understand income tax law. Now we'll be in a position to learn understand some of the basics of income tax law. Okay. Now, if you are having a pen and paper with you, I'll be writing something, and you also, I'll be showing you something, and you also keep on writing. What we are going to learn today is about, I call it as the scheme of taxation. So this concept will explain us what is the tax scheme, in which situation tax is going to be levied. Okay, are you ready? So keep on writing. First, you need to note down every person. Please write with me. Are you writing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And please
Sir.
underline the word person. Please underline the word person. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Whose total income?
Hmm.
Underline the word whose total income. Whose total income? Underline the word total income.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Point 3. Of the previous year. Okay. Which are the words we are going to underline now?
Previous year.
Previous year. Of the previous year. Write down. Exceeds the maximum amount which is not chargeable to income tax. Exceeds the maximum amount which is not chargeable to income tax. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Which are the words you have underlined?
Maximum amount.
Maximum. Okay, maximum amount. Write down. Is an assessee. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is an assessee, and you need to underline assessee.
Mm.
And chargeable to income tax. And chargeable to income tax.
Yes, sir.
At the rate or rates. Keep on underlining the appropriate words. At the rate or rates.
Yes, sir.
Prescribed in the Finance Act. Prescribed in the Finance Act. Okay.
Yes, sir.
For the relevant assessment year. For the relevant assessment year. underline the word assessment here. Now full stop.
So where there is a star mark in finance
Yeah,
act.
put that star mark there. Put that asterisk mark there. I'll be explaining you all these things. Okay, full stop. This is in fact one sentence. Okay, I request all of you to read it loudly. Let us read together. Start now. Okay, unmute. Yeah,
Every person,
all of you please start reading.
every person whose total income of the previous year exceeds the maximum amount which is not chargeable to income tax is an excessive
And
and
chargeable to
chargeable
the
to income
income
tax
tax
at
at
the
the
rate
rate or
or
rates
rates
prescribed in
prescribed
the
in the
Finance Act
Finance Act for the
assessment year.
relevant assessment year.
Thank you. Now you see, this sentence explains the scheme of taxation in our country, but it is not an easy thing to understand this sentence. You have read it, but you might have found it difficult to understand the meaning. You might be thinking, what is the meaning of this thing? Is it coming to your mind or not? It's not that simple. We are practically unable to understand, or it is we find it quite difficult to understand the meaning of this sentence. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So,
Why
Yes,
it is
sir.
so? It is so because first of all, we need to understand the meaning of all these words that you have underlined. First, I told every person. That scheme of taxation covers only persons. But if I don't know who are these persons, how can I say? Is it not? How can I understand the meaning of this sentence? First of all, I'll try to understand what is the meaning of person. It says every person. Then where from I will get the person's meaning? Where I should look into?
Section 2.
2.
Section 2. So we'll be searching it there in appropriate time. So every person. Next concept is that whose total income. First we'll find out a person. Let us see whether it is a person or not. We'll see the definition of the person. If it is we'll also check whether it is an inclusive definition or exhaustive definition. Is it done? Then we'll see whose total income. Once we find out, okay, his person is under the scheme, then we'll see. We'll try to calculate whose total income. But I need to know what is the meaning of total income.
Sir, again section 2.
Yeah, we will be learning that thing. Okay. So first is every person. Whose total income? We need to understand. Next concept is of the
Previous year.
previous year. But now I don't know what is previous year first of all. Okay, so I need to understand the meaning of previous year, of the previous year. Then exceeds the maximum amount which is not chargeable to tax. Here there is a concept is that for some kind of assets, up to certain limit, income is not chargeable to tax. Okay. Up to certain limit, it is not chargeable to tax for some category of assets, like individuals, HUF and all. Okay. Beyond that, it is chargeable to tax. So I need to know what is the maximum amount up to which income is not chargeable to tax. Yes or no? Okay. Yeah, Ankita, please, Ankita, please mute yourself, and when required, you can unmute and talk. Yeah. So yeah, what we're talking about, every person meaning you can find it out. Okay, whose total income? Total income, that concept we'll be learning also. Total income, broadly, I'll give you some idea. You know, income tax had, there are certain heads of income. Some of you might be knowing these are the heads of income. Anybody knows what are the various heads of income? Can anyone tell me? Heads of income, are you aware of? There are five heads of income, let me tell you. We'll be learning in detail, but this is there are 5 heads of
Income from house property. So income from house property.
okay. Prasmita, why don't you start in a sequence? What is the first head? Who can tell me?
Income from salaries.
Okay, we'll not call it as income from salaries. We'll call it as just
Basic
salaries.
salary.
Salaries. Okay.
Okay.
Again, I warn you, professional students, please be careful about the titles. Right? What is exactly the name? First is salaries. Then what is second head?
Income from house property.
Very good. Second head is income from house property. That is income from house property. That's not just house property. First one is salaries. Second one is income from house property. Then third head,
The profit and gain from business or profession.
profit and gains of business or profession. Fantastic. Fourth head,
Income from capital gains.
no, that is only capital gains. Okay, that is not income from capital gains. What is the fourth head? Capital gains. Fifth head,
Other sources.
no, that is income from other sources. Are you getting it? So today you check all the head names. I think year after you will not commit mistake. Okay, salaries, income from house property, profit and gains of business or profession, capital gains, income from other sources. Is it clear to you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So these are the 5 heads, and we'll add the income generated from all these heads, and we'll make some adjustments. We'll allow some deductions. Then we'll be getting total taxable income, or we call that the total income. So person we need to understand. I'll be explaining you. Let us say individual, HUF, etc. We'll be going through the definition to understand that. So every person whose total income will be calculating like this. Okay, and total income doesn't mean the total income of his entire life. Total income of the which period?
Previous year.
Previous year. So I need to understand what is previous year. So we'll be learning
Financial
that
year.
concept also. Income tax, there is a concept of assessment year and previous year. We'll be understanding that thing. And only income of the previous year will be taken into consideration. And that too, we'll see if it is exceeding the maximum amount which is not chargeable to tax, then only tax is payable. Okay, then only I can call that person as an assessee. And what is the meaning of assessee? That has also been defined in section 2. We'll be going through that because there are some other persons who are also included in the meaning of assessee. Okay, and once is assessee, then will be chargeable. So we'll be learning the charging sections of income tax. Is chargeable to income tax. Okay, chargeable to income tax. Then at what rate? At the rate or rates. Rate or rates means there are some assessees which are charged to tax at a single rate. Okay, per company assessee, let us say it may be 25%, it may be 28%, it may be 30%, but one rate, depending upon the type of company or partnership firm, 30%, one rate. But if it is an individual, then what happens? Up to certain income, it might be 5%. Then beyond that, up to certain income, it might be 20%. Then beyond that, 30%. So multiple rates are applicable or not?
Yes, sir.
So that's why we say rate or rates, chargeable to income tax at the rate and rates. And these rate and rates are prescribed. Where it is prescribed?
Finance Act.
In the Finance Act. But every year we get a new Finance Act. So which Finance Act we will be talking about?
Assessment year.
Which is Finance Act for the relevant assessment year. Okay, earlier you see Finance Act 2020 was there. Now Finance Act 2021 is the latest. Now Finance Act 2022 will be coming in February 22. So like this, every year we get a new Finance Act. So we need to find out the rates from the appropriate Finance Act. Okay? Are you
Yes, sir.
getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you see. So now, to understand this thing, few more things related to that, let us quickly discuss. I told you every person whose total income of the previous year exceeds the maximum amount which is not chargeable to tax. But friends, one thing you have to keep in the mind, when I say total income will be computed, we have to keep it in mind, this computation of total income depends upon your residential status. Meaning, for a resident, total income will be computed in a different style, different manner. And for a non-resident, it will be computed in a different manner. And for a resident, but not ordinarily resident, total income may be computed in a different way. So the total income computation depends upon residential status. Therefore, we also need to understand how residential status are to be computed. How to arrive at the residential status, we should also know that. Is it not? Therefore, we will be learning a chapter called as residential status. Understood? So here you have to keep it in the mind that total income depends on residential status. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, one more thing. Here, our friend was asking the Finance Act, it is an asterisk mark. I told you income tax rates are prescribed in which act?
Finance, sir.
Finance Act. But that is true in most of the cases. Most of the rates are prescribed. Let us say your slab rate, etc. are prescribed. But there are some special rates which are prescribed in the Income Tax Act itself. Some rates are there. For example, long-term capital gain 20%. Finance Act doesn't specify that thing. Income Tax Act talks about that. Okay, let us say something like anonymous donations 30%. So these are the some rates which are there in the Income Tax Act itself. So you have to refer to the Finance Act. But some cases, some rates are there in the Income Tax Act also. So do not say that it is always prescribed in the Finance Act, therefore the asterisk mark is there. And this particular sentence tells us if the total income of the previous year exceeds the maximum amount which is not chargeable to income tax, it's an assessee. But that doesn't mean that is the only definition of assessee. The exact meaning of assessee is defined under section 2, clause 7. So we'll be learning that thing also, the meaning of assessee. Okay? Right? Is it clear to you? So I told
Yes,
you this
sir.
thing, that first of all, this total income depends on the residential status. Meaning of assessee, we need to refer to section 2.7. And apart from Finance Act, Income Tax Act also contains some rates. Okay. Now now in fact we have created a foundation. Now we'll be with this background, we'll be able to learn the subject. Okay. So this is the background at this stage I wanted to create, that you should understand the source of income tax law. You should familiarize yourself with the tax calculator, how law looks like, all these things you should know. And you should also know the concept. Now, to enter into the topic, first thing we need to know the meaning of these terms which you have underlined. For example, what is the first term you have underlined? Every
Person.
person. So we need to understand the meaning of person. The definition part, I'll be taking a separate class. Next class we'll be learning about that thing. But I will like to show you right now that where you can get the meaning of this person. I will be taking you. I want to know the meaning of the person. Tell me, where should I go?
Section 2.
Section 2.
Section 2.
You give me direction. This is the home page. You give me direction what I should do, where I should go. This is the home page of Income Tax Department. I am looking for the meaning of person. Help me. What to do?
So please go on, click on Act in Tax Laws
Okay.
and
I
Rules.
clicked, as you said. I clicked here. I am getting this page.
Then click on Income Tax Act 1961.
Very good. I am clicking here also. Income Tax Act 1961. Now you see
So
this
then click on Section 2.
Section wise.
section.
Send the section 2.
Section
Sir,
wise I can click, but here you see section 2 is already available. I can do as you say, section wise I can click 2, or section 2 is already available here. What should I do? Anything I can do. What you will suggest, I will do that.
So just click on Section 2.
Click on section 2. Okay.
Yes,
What is the term we are looking for?
person.
Person. A person's, where from I will get it? Where is person?
By scrolling down.
From the scrolling.
I'll scroll down. Okay. I will go to B. Is it not?
So yeah, person includes.
Yeah. Now please read it. Now, what is the most important word? Here.
Include.
Person includes.
Okay. What students, how students commit mistake? 90% of the students or 99% of the students know that person means the 7 category of students. 7 category of persons. If you read it, okay. Now you see. Can you read it? Which clause we are referring to?
31.
Clause 31. Now you remember person means clause 31.
Yes, sir.
Now please read it. Person includes
An individual, a Hindu undivided family, a company, a firm, an
Yes.
association of person or a body of individuals, whether incorporated or not,
Yes.
a local authority, and every artificial judicial person not falling within any of the preceding set clauses.
Fantastic. You see. So that means how many category of persons are there?
7, 8,
7.
How many?
7.
7 category of persons are there. Okay. Can you remember them? Individual, HUF, company,
Company,
firm,
farm,
AOP
toy,
or BOI,
BOI,
local
local
authority,
authority, artificial
AJP,
juridical person.
AJP, artificial juridical person. Each of them I'll be explaining you in our next session. Okay, many times most of the students might be knowing these 7 categories, but where they commit mistake, this is the area. They forget to write includes. They write person means. Person means they deserve nothing more than 0 in this kind of situation, because law has clearly told that person includes this thing. Understood? Where means is required, it has said prescribed means this thing, you see. This term you see. But where they have person include. So if you don't write this thing, so naturally you deserve less mark. Are you getting it? Okay. So this was our basic understanding today. This is our introductory class. I gave you some idea. So next class we'll be learning some of the important definition. It may take few more classes to complete the definition part. After that only we'll be entering into the topic. Hope up to this it is clear. If you have any query, let me know. Any query you have?
No, sir.
Thank you very much. We'll catch up in your next class. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.